Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. We are so grateful for you and happy that it's Monday. Really happy that it's Monday. Oh my gosh, so many things. So, first and foremost, I just want to say how, this is going to be one of the best days of your life. Uh, so, you'll want to tune in and stay in for just a few minutes with us. We're just going to hang out. My name is Melinda Cologne, and this is Laura Chaddington. And not only are we friends, but we're actually going to be hanging out in West Palm Beach in Delray this Friday. We're not going to tell you where because we're like, this is not an in-person event. So we're going to be hanging out virtually with all of our friends. And yeah, can we just talk about, first of all, I'm excited. I'm already excited. Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend coming up.
Do I
So
look excited? Do I look excited? Now, and for anyone watching, this is actually we're both very excited about Friday because not only are we going to be hanging out in Delray Beach, but also I'm flying from London to be there
yeah,
with you, right?
with me,
So,
guys.
so it is we do so many events online and we do so much stuff online and we want to give as much value as we can, but actually we're kind of like secretly, like, for a Londoner like me, I'm just like, I'm going to be in Delray Beach looking at the ocean doing this. I can't wait.
Yes, 100%. So you're probably thinking why are you guys telling us your business? Well, we're actually going to be hosting a webinar
Mm,
virtually from
mm,
Delray, from one of the
yeah.
most beautiful beaches on the Eastern Seaboard, and we're just going to help people double their revenue this year. Like, no. This is not a plan of action that you do it's going to take you years and years and years or months and
Mm,
months and months. No. This is something that you're going to be able to do this year. This year.
mm,
So we're going to have some fun, just oh my gosh, Laura, just kind of giving him everything, right? Just
yeah.
giving the know-how, the steps, exactly the sequence to go in so that you can double your revenue. If it's you're at 50,000, go to 100. If you're at 100, go to 200. If you're at 200, go to 400. This is going to be a money party of all
Yeah.
money parties.
Yeah. I like money parties. I really do. And I think the other thing to say, and I know we're going to get into some of this with our stories and stuff, but the other thing to say is that I don't know if you're watching this and you're kind of like, I don't know how, I haven't got the capacity, I haven't got I don't know,
Uh,
it always comes down. If there's anything I've learned in life, is that
yeah.
there are people doing stuff that when you're aware of it, they're like, it unlocks, it's like a key and it unlocks the door. So we're going to be covering like I always call them the high leverage moves that are
Mm,
going to unlock that next level in your business. And we're
yeah.
going to do it in an hour. I mean, it's
Oh my
not,
gosh.
yeah,
Well,
it's
can we
not.
tell you why? Can we tell them why we're only going to do it for an hour?
Go on, you say.
Okay, we're going to do
Because
it
I'll
for
be
an
right
hour
back.
because, well, no, because we want to be at the beach.
Yeah.
We're going to be at the beach. So we actually, this is our day, kind of hanging out as friends. And you have your friends, you're just like, I don't want to work, I don't want to do things. But this is not work for us because we love doing what we're doing. And so we're just like,
Mhm.
you know what? We want to give an hour. We just want to give an hour to whomever wants to learn how to double their revenue
Mm,
this. And that's
mm,
why
mm,
it's an hour because not only is it so simple, it is
mm.
something that's going to transform your life. And we want to be able to celebrate Delray and just being at the beach and just having fun and hanging out and celebrating friendship, knowing that we've just served somebody and helped transform their life.
Mhm.
And so,
Mm.
okay,
That sounds
I have to
awesome.
tell them.
That sounds awesome. Cool. Now, are we gonna give a little bit about the where we come
Oh,
to this point
yeah.
of
Mm,
how can we even say we can double your revenue,
I know.
right? How can we even be that, have that front? And I'm gonna and again, we're going to go into lots more detail about this on Friday, but it's like patterns that you see. And I've like been running, I've run sort of multi-million-dollar global communications and marketing accounts for billion-dollar companies, and I've worked with individuals and teams with people like Oracle and Deloitte and Facebook and all of those things. I've been training entrepreneurs and corporate people around the world, doing lots of really meeting incredible people, right? I'm so blessed. I'm meeting incredible people. And actually during that, spanning, and I'm a little bit sensitive about my age this year, so I like to say spanning over 20 years, because I feel younger when I say that. Spanning so spanning like over 20 years, not anymore. I've been sort of helping entrepreneurs. Really what it comes down to is simplifying their strategy, simplifying their marketing, helping them design like premium offers, and being able to scale sustainably, and sort of looking for the moves to be able to do that. And I've been fortunate to be kind of coached by top 1% in the world, and that is actually part of my schedule whilst I'm in Del Rey this week, and have also been working with them as well. So and Melinda, you introduce yourself too, but we come with some clout, we come with some weight, right? We come with a bit of like, let's get this done for you. That's what I'm always looking for, like getting out of the hustle and the slog and the moves that give you what you want, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to spend a whole mastermind day the following day on Saturday with like somebody who makes billionaires, right? Like you're learning, that's like one of your mentors is someone who makes billionaires. And so you're like coupled with all of the 1%ers that you've learned from, that I've learned from, the billionaire friends that I have that I get to spend on their yachts and stuff. And it's just like, okay, so how do we simplify and like just really kind of take what we've leveraged, what we've learned in our businesses to like go super fast and do things that honestly, I'm going to be real, I didn't think I was able to do. Like I was working a 9-to-5 job. Then I started a business thinking I was going to have a business. And I ended up owning a job where I was just leveraging referrals. I had a whole bunch of referrals. I was just waiting for the next client to come in the door, opposed to like actually knowing how to market and message properly. And then when they did come, I was charging so little. And I'm like, there's no way. How am I going to make $1 million in my business? There's no way. It's impossible. I'm not the Elon Musk. I'm not Walt Disney. I'm not like these people. They must be doing something, and I don't have the ability to do that. And then, then we figured out the system, and we figured out this system that like, oh my gosh, it changes everything. And so a little bit about me is, well, I've helped my clients make billions upon billions of dollars, like with a B, not an M, a B. And I've made, oh gosh, multiple 6 figures in my business and surpassing what I could ever think that was possible. And so like every year of my business for the last 5 years, I've kind of like taken, what I've done in 1 year, and then I doubled it the next year, and doubled that and doubled that. And it's just kind of compounding. But I was doing it with stress and hustle. And I learned through that process not to hustle. And when I stopped hustling, I actually made more money faster. And that's why I want to share this. And I wrote a book recently called Aligned and Profitable. And it really is the no hustle way of doing things. And the reason why this is so important, why we would just want to like love you guys and share with you is, to be honest, it's like at the end of the day, like, what are you doing? Like you're building a business not to stress more, but to enjoy your life, like to travel the world, to like go from London to like West Palm Beach. Like travel the world whenever you want, and let your kids see, what it looks like to be in a different culture and a different experience without worrying about money, knowing that you can just say yes because it's the right thing to do, making a decision that has nothing to do with money and everything to do with transformation. And when we have that, when we have that less hustle and we can step into that like transformation station,
Mm,
like we could be a servant for someone
yeah.
else so that they can be served. It's like there's nothing more beautiful than that. There's nothing more aligned and with ease than that. And so that's a little bit about us. Like that's where we're coming from. This is not to like Laura and I, gosh, Laura, I mean, remember when we were just like, why is this not working? How do we like this is so hard. I just want to give up.
Yeah.
It was so difficult. It was so hard. But
Mm,
then
mm,
we learned the system. And when we learned the system, we were
mm,
able to double our revenue in that month. And then
mm,
we doubled again and again. And so we don't want to just like wait until we get 20 steps ahead to share this message with you. We
mm,
want to
mm.
share it with those that are just a few steps behind
Ready.
us so that we can be a part of a community. We're building community with this event.
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready. I love that transformation station. If you're ready to be, if you're at the transformation station and you want to get on the train, this is what it's about. And it is like you don't need to. It's not 1,000 moves. And like you say, nobody ever sets up a business going, I'm going to slog my guts out and I'm never going to see my family and my friends and
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
feel stressed and hustled. And nobody starts a business like that. No one anticipates that's where it's going to come from. But we get into that hustle. I think, and I'm not going to go on a massive tangent on the hustle life that online marketing and online business has created in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like like following a system that is going to give you the results that you want, right?
Yeah.
So what is our first system move? Are we going to go over those now? Or are we going to save
Sure.
those for Friday? Yeah,
Well,
we're going to
let's
go
just
over
give
them
him like a
now.
little bit taste. Give him a
Okay,
little taste.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go first with like number one step in the system. Number one high leverage move in the system, and I think this is like once you know this, you never unknow it, right? And
It's like locked in.
I remember when I started out in business, like probably 15 years ago, at least. Again, I'm a little sensitive about my age. And I started up a consultancy and I was like training people and coaching people. I was doing all of that stuff. And you just do what you think everyone else is doing, which is that kind of hourly rate. Hourly
Mm.
rate.
Ouch.
Those words make my stomach turn, right?
Yeah.
Hourly rate. And actually, interesting number. I've got a stat somewhere. 94% of businesses charge an hourly rate. 94. Isn't that incredible? I've got to get that. I've got to find the data for that because I keep saying it. But it's high, right? Even if
Yeah.
that's 94% of businesses charge. Now, that means that no matter what business you have, if you're charging by the time, a time factor, you are always restricted by your time. You can't buy any more time. And okay, you can buy a team of 1,000 people and get more time. But I don't know if how many of you watching this have ever managed a team? I've managed teams, right? Headache. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. We're all like, oh gosh. Yeah. Right. So if your only way to scale is bringing more people in, it's either your time or your headache that you're scaling, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first move that changes everything forever, that you'll never, ever, ever, ever
Yeah.
unsee ever again, is designing a highly irresistible, highly desirable, highly valuable, high ticket offer
Mm.
that you can serve your clients at the highest level because you haven't got 1,000 of them. And you can charge a high ticket, which means you have revenue stream, you have cash flow, you have everything in your business that you need so that you can not only double your double your income easily, if not more, right? Depending on where you are, double your revenue. But there are so many other incredible things that happen when you have a high ticket offer as well. So we're going to, that's all I'm going to say today, because otherwise we're going to get to the hour mark, aren't we?
So excited. Yeah, no. Just like 2 seconds to talk about that for a second, because having a high ticket offer has nothing to do with the hours that you exchange. Because being an agency owner and then exchanging hours for dollars for years, was really hard when we got better at what we were doing. Because we were getting better, we were getting faster, and then our revenue suffered because it used to take 5 hours. Now it takes 2 hours. And who wins? It's only a win. It's a win-loss. You always want to create a win-win, and high ticket offers does that.
Yeah. And there is no, when you've got a high ticket offer, you design the offer on the result, right? So it's nothing to do with the time you spend, which means that the value goes into what you deliver and the outcome that your client wants. And that's how you scale up the business. So we're going to be talking about how to do that. And as you say, like being like a loss if you get better at your job, there's so many things wrong with that model, right? Because there's so many things wrong with that model. So we're going to be showing you a way to really increase your revenue, double your revenue by using high ticket offers, which is it's life-changing. I wish someone had taught me that at school, just saying. That would have been handy.
Well, see, right? The problem is they didn't want to teach us that at school, because then we wouldn't be able to go into businesses to help other people make money as opposed to helping ourselves.
Yeah.
I digress.
Anyway, next step.
Number 2.
Next step. Your step. Yeah. You go.
So once we have an offer, now we need to sell it to an audience. Now we need to make sure that we have the right audience to sell it to, right? Like, some people say, well, this offer is not going to, like, who's going to pay that much? Like, I just don't see that happening, Melinda. Laura, who is going to pay a $10,000 offer? Who's going to pay that $10,000? And here's what I'm going to say. When you have the right offer, the audience is easy to find, because there are people that are willing to pay to get a result that you can deliver. So audience, so how can we find the audience? We need to make sure that we're attracting the right people and not the wrong people. So you might be thinking to yourself, like, I have a business, I'm making, some money, and I want to get to 6 and 7 figures in my business. And how do I do that? How can I do that? Maybe it's just going from 100 to 200,000, right? Or 200,000 to 400,000. Like, how do I do that with the right audience? Well, did you know that your right audience, they're so much easier to work with, and they actually value the offer you just created for them.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
And again, I would say, like, it's these are we're getting, like, we need to calm down, right?
I know.
But again, these moves, they're so cool, because once you get a high ticket offer in front of the right audience, and the audience wants it, they're able to invest in it, they want the result, they appreciate your time, your input, everything that they want, you're going to deliver for them, then that's such a combination, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's not, and we talk about, like, without hustling harder, you don't have to hustle, right? It takes all that hustle. And I think, like I'm sure you've got stories too, but stories of trying to hustle your way to sell people more stuff. It's just like,
can I share one story?
Yeah,
really,
go for it.
It's kind of funny now, but it wasn't funny then.
No, exactly.
So I created an offer that I knew that would sell. And because I didn't want to create a high ticket offer, I decided to just play it safe. I'm like, I will just play it safe because I know I can deliver this. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt them. This is something that's in demand, and I'll just make sure it's cheap. Like I'll make sure it's not a high ticket offer, right?
Mm.
And I went
Mm.
out into the market and I shared with people. I was in their DMs. And it was working. I was getting people to book calls to buy the thing, but I hated my life.
Mm.
Hated my life because it wasn't the right audience for the offer. It
Mm.
wasn't the right audience for the offer. So you're thinking maybe you created an offer and you're like, I don't know who to sell it to. Well,
Yeah.
the formula is, and we're going to dive into this in the webinar, but the formula to figure that out is like, because you're selling a solution, what is the problem that you're solving, and use the problem language to attract the audience. And that's how you find them. Yeah, because they're in pain. And it's so, so simple when we break it down. Oh, we lost your audio.
Hold on. Is
There you
that
are. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it went gone again. It was good and then it went away. I don't know. You pressed something before, Laura.
Oh, here we go.
There it is.
that better?
There.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, don't touch it. Keep your hands up. Oh my gosh. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Do you know what? I need to keep my hands up, because that was me messing with my tech around, not just the laptop, but everything, right? And then it starts wanting to talk to each other. And you lost me. Anyway, so what was I going to say? So I'm saying, like, you say that in a line, right? Like the words you use to call out your audience. Now, that is so simple, right?
Yeah.
But it's so important, and we're going to give you some examples on Friday, but it's so important. It's like when you know who your audience is, and you want to put that offer in front of them and speak their language and like draw them to you, attract them to you, and you're using the right language. Again, it just, because that hustle is gone, right? That hustle is gone, because they're like, you're saying, you're reading my mind. When people say that to me, I'm always like, am I? Yeah, cool. That means what I'm saying is right?
Yeah.
You're reading my mind. So that is like, it sounds so simple, but it is absolutely key. Okay, so that's the second move. Third step of the system. Melinda, give us the third one.
Messaging.
That's
it.
Okay.
It's really that simple. What's really interesting, Laura, is for messaging, a lot, like, it's really interesting because, like, now we have like ChatGPT, and like we have different tools to help us write messaging, write copy, write a DM message, write an email, things like that. And those are amazing. Like, use those. Those are meant for us to go faster. You just got to use them right. And so we need to know exactly what messaging to put into those things, actually know how to write it for ourselves, so that when we are speaking to our clients on the phone or in a webinar or in person, we know what to say that actually they care about. Like, have you ever heard someone say, like, just create value, or just give them something that they value? It's like, how do you know what value is unless you are them?
Yeah.
And so we really need to understand the messaging, how to frame the offer, how to frame the solution to the problem. Because one thing that I discovered the other day, Laura, is it's kind of like, somebody comes to you with a headache, and they're like, oh, I have such a headache, and I didn't drink. I know that I'm off. Like, I didn't drink enough water this week, and I didn't sleep enough, and this, that, and the other. And you, as the expert, know that if they drink more water, their life will be a lot better, right? It's just the smallest, simplest things. But if you tell them that, it's just not going to, because they're still in pain. And so instead, you give them an aspirin. You give them an aspirin because it's going to solve the symptom that they have for the headache. Going to give them that immediate, quick win. that
Yeah.
release. Okay, like, oh, okay, now I can listen. So why did this happen? Well, it's because you need more water. And
Mm,
someone will actually pay you to
mm,
teach them how to drink more water if it's
mm.
going to avoid headaches in the future. And so it's
Yeah.
just the simplest thing. So how do we create messaging around not the water, but the
Mm,
headache?
mm.
Because the
Yeah.
headache is the problem, not the water, right? And that's just from the perspective of your audience.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That makes
And
sense?
it does make sense. And it's like talking that, I see it all the time business owners who are like, I know that they need more water, but you're telling somebody who doesn't think they need water or doesn't recognize that they need water to get rid of their headache. They're just like, give me some drugs, right? Give me some drugs. Just give me some. So you have to, I always talk about like being at the shop window of your business, to
Mm,
entice people into your business, you got to give them what they want to walk through the door, right? And same with a headache. It's like, get rid of my headache, and then I'm going to listen to what it is that you can do for me. So they all tie together, these steps, they all tie together. And what I love about them, Linda, is that they are simple moves that can really, really change and leverage your business and easily double your revenue, right?
yeah. So the first thing, let's just recap what we covered. We talked about creating an offer, a high ticket offer, specifically high ticket offer.
Mm,
Then we moved on to audience. So once we have created the offer, we need to sell it to someone. We need to sell it to somebody. We need to know where to find the audience. But then once we find them, what are we going to say? We need to know exactly what to say so
yeah,
that it leads
yeah,
them to buy.
yes, awesome, awesome. Do we need to say anything else today, or do we need to other than
Um,
there is so much noise online, right?
mm,
There is so much noise online. There's so many I always talk about it as tactical stuff, right? And
yeah,
if you apply all the tactical stuff, it does what it says, but you actually need to work out the kind of core system that that you're running. And this system that we've talked about today, and we're going to be talking more about on Friday, this is like the operating system in your business. And once you get the operating system right, that's where you get the leverage. That's where you can double your revenue. That's where you can stop working so hard. That's when you can stop hustling so hard. That's where you can actually get some time in your life so that you can spend it with the people that you want and serve your clients at the highest level. So
yeah.
it really is the magic dust, isn't it, that changes everything.
100%. And it's simple. It sounds so simple, but yet there are a majority of business owners who are not implementing this. They're doing it the hard way. They're like,
Mm,
well, it must be that I have to have a big social media following. It
mm,
must be that I need to have millions of followers or hundreds of thousands of people on my email list. And the truth is, you don't need those things. You
mm,
actually just need a good offer and know where
mm,
your audience is and know how to speak to them. And
mm,
there's different ways we're going to talk about in the webinar about how to speak to them. It's just like when you hear it, you're like, oh, I can just, I mean, if you're just early stages or mid stages of your business, you're like, I don't want know why I didn't do this earlier.
mm,
Because it's all about what Laura said earlier at the beginning of the webinar or the video is leverage.
mm.
Like, how can you leverage in every single element, the offer, the audience, and the messaging? What can I leverage? How can I leverage? And who can I leverage so that it creates a win-win-win
Mm,
strategy
mm,
all the
mm,
time, right? So you're not hating your life. You're
mm,
actually happy and joyful because you have your time freedom, you have your money freedom, you're building a network of influence. Your clients are so thrilled and happy that you've
yeah,
served them and that you decided to step out of your own way to serve them. And it really just it's just this beautiful thing where you're looking for maybe you're like I needed to start a nonprofit and you really don't. This is your nonprofit. Like in
mm,
your
mm,
for-profit, in your business is how you get to serve. You don't need to create a nonprofit. You need to just serve people with the skills and talents that you're blessed with. So they need them right now. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. If it's related to making more money, that's great. If it's related to helping people with their health, amazing. If it's related to helping them with their relationships, wonderful. Doesn't matter what category, what area in life that you serve people. It is very highly valued. And there are people that are desperately in need of what you offer. And you just need to step forward and say, I want to help. And once you do that, oh my gosh, is the money so easy? It is so easy to make because it's just simple. We just make it, we keep it simple, we keep focus, and we just silence the noise, like Laura said. There's a lot of distractions in the world, guys. You know that. I know that. Laura knows that. We all know the distractions in the world. And at the end of the day, the thing is that we need to remember is we have one goal. We're here to create wealth in all areas of life. We're creating legacy and a different transformational person of ourselves. Like come up and show in the world that we're a completely different person. That's what we're looking for. And so we're here to serve. We're actually excited. I'm excited. So I haven't decided if I'm going to bring my bathing suit. Are we going on the water? Or are we just like dipping our toes in the beach? Like, I just want to know. Either way, I will have a cocktail. I'm not sure. I think we said we're going to do margaritas, right? Or I don't know,
think
Mai Tai.
I said we were going to do caipirinhas, which is the Brazilian. And I mean, we're sharing maybe a bit too much here, but we're as somebody who lives in central London, dipping my feet in the ocean is totally cool.
Yeah.
And so seeing the ocean, seeing you, being here for everyone who's going to be watching this Double Your Revenue on Friday. It's going to be it's just going to be awesome. And we're going to have so much fun. And we're going to, as you said, simplify all that noise and get it down so that you can take action straight out of that meeting. And we're going to see everyone there. So yeah, we look forward to connecting.
Awesome, everybody. So I want to make sure to, I don't think that we are on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we're trying to put the link in the chat, but I can't. So we'll have to manually do that, Laura. But to go ahead and register for this Friday, it's going to be Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it is double your revenue. Double your revenue this year without hustling. If you are savvy, then you could probably find this on Eventbrite to register for general admission, and then there is a VIP upgrade. Now, with the VIP upgrade, you get a strategy session and some really cool tools, resources to help you go even faster and just kind of give you that proven step-by-step process to go even faster. And you get a physical copy of my book, Aligned and Profitable. I'm actually going to send it to you. So it'll be signed and delivered to your home so that you have it. So that is an opportunity that you can upgrade straight to VIP if you would like to, or just register for general admission on Eventbrite.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you there. And as Melinda says, if you get the opportunity to get that strategy session, get that amazing book and get into the room with us so that you can make the right moves and get exactly where you want to be. So we'll see you on Friday. As Melinda says, all the links in wherever around us. And yeah, see you there. See you there.
Awesome, guys. See you.